Of a deadly tornado strike that rampaged through the middle of the United States, doing the most damage in the state of Kentucky. Dozens were killed in that state alone, and more than 100 people are missing. VOA White House correspondent Anita Powell reports from the White House.
Devastation, death, and despair. These are the sober scenes that President Joe Biden faced Wednesday as he toured 3 Kentucky communities hit hardest by the weekend's tornadoes: Fort Campbell, Mayfield, and Dawson Springs. The storms that tore through Kentucky and 7 other states killed at least 88 people and left thousands homeless. On one street in the small city of Bowling Green, 7 of the 14 victims were children. According to local news reports, one family on that street lost 4 small children. Their neighbors lost 3. After visiting some of the devastation, Biden released additional disaster assistance, increasing federal funding over the next month to cover emergency work, debris removal, and direct federal assistance. He pledged that it would continue well into the future.
I intend to do whatever it takes, as long as it takes to support your state, your local leaders, and as you recover and rebuild, because you will recover and you will rebuild. You know, the scope and scale of this destruction is almost beyond belief.
What's causing this extreme weather? Victor Gensini, a professor of meteorology at Northern Illinois University, said human behavior is one reason tornadoes seem to have shifted from the southern states to the Mid-South.
We think the spatial changes are due to climate change, with the southern plains of Texas and Oklahoma sort of drying out, becoming a more arid, desert-like landscape. That pushes the severe weather threat further north and further east because of these changing climate conditions. And that, of course, is a huge deal, because if you have more tornadoes in areas like Mayfield, Kentucky, we have more people, right? More population density as you go east of the Mississippi River, lots more targets on the dartboard, if you will, more assets to hit.
One thing that the administration can do, he said, is take a stronger position on building codes.
These buildings, many of them popping up all over the country, data centers, Amazon warehouses, whatever it is, they're built like kites. We ought to look at mandating these types of companies that are in charge of hundreds of people at any given time in a warehouse have access to safe shelter.
That, Biden said, is part of his signature domestic policy initiative to improve infrastructure through a juggernaut bill that passed narrowly along party lines. The state's Democratic governor, Andy Beshear, said the outpouring of support transcends politics.
The generosity and outpouring of love, pure, unconditional love, from around this country and around this world has been overwhelming. Millions of dollars and more water, diapers, sweatshirts, household goods than we could ever count have poured in. As a state, we are also not alone. President Biden and the federal government have offered more aid and acted faster than we have ever seen in the history of the United States of America.
Kentuckians, he said, are good, hopeful people, and they will build back their lives together. Anita Powell, VOA News, the White House.